Hi, how are you today? This is Auntie Nat's Crochet. Glad you choose this tutorial video. Allow me to teach you how to play with yarn. I have hundreds over videos, so do subscribe to my channel. The subscribe button is at this corner over here. It will mean a lot to me. And this particular video, I'm going to make a burger. So happen I found this yarn which looks kind of nice to make it into a burger. I mean the color wise. The rest are all cotton yarn. It's just 3-ply cotton yarn. Some of it is 4-ply cotton yarn. So for the burger, this is for the burger. If you do not have color like this, maybe you can use brown, any brown. And these are the colors for the stuff inside the burger, like maybe either egg or cheese, and this could be your mayonnaise, or if you don't like this, you can use ketchup. You can use red color. Then you have the meat. Up to you what kind of brown you have for your meat, and then have some greens for your burger. And you would need a little bit of stuffing for this burger to plump up the top, the bun. And the rest is just gonna sew it together. I am not gonna use glue. I'm gonna sew it together, but if you want to use glue, you can stick them all together to make it into that lovely cute squishy. And for this particular project, I am going to use 3.5 mm hook. Now let the fun begin. Okay, I'm gonna start by making the bun. Oh yes, and this is optional. At the end of the squishy, I'll teach you how to tie this onto the squishy, and you can hang it on your bag. So this is optional. So let's do the bun first. You're gonna start by making a magic circle or a magic ring. This is how I do mine. So once I have a magic ring or a magic circle, I am going to do 6 single crochet into the magic ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 single crochet into the magic ring. Then I'm going to go to row 2, go to the first stitch. Oops, a little bit tight. You go to that first stitch, and I'm going to do 2 single crochet. I'm going to do increase. So every stitch you're going to do 2 single crochet. So I should have 12 stitches in this row, because I started with 6 and now I do increase, so which means I should have 12 stitches in this row. In now row 3, I'm going to do 1 single crochet. Let me add a marker. This is 1 single crochet followed by an increase. This is 1 set, and you're going to do 6 sets of it. and this is the last set. You should have 18 stitches in this row. And now we go to row 4. Row 4, I'm going to do 1 single crochet, followed by increase, and then 1 single crochet. So 1 single crochet, increase, 1 single crochet. This makes 1 set. You're going to do 6 sets of it. So technically, actually after every increase, you just do single crochet in the next 2, but you will have 1 stitch left in the end. Oops, did I wait? Increase, okay. 1, 2, increase, 1, 2, increase, 1, 2, increase, and you will have 1 stitch left in the end here. And you should have 24 stitches in this row. Then after this, you're going to do single crochet all around from row 5 until row 7 without any increase. So I'll come back to you once I'm at the end of row 7. So row 5 until row 7, just single crochet all around. This is how it looked like after 7 rows. You get a cone like this, or should I say it looks like a bowl. Now I'm going to do some decrease. You're going to do 1 single crochet. Let me add my marker. 1 single crochet, then I'm going to do decrease. I'm just going to take the front loop and the front loop. I'm going to yarn over 2 and yarn over 2. This is my invisible decrease. Then I'm going to do single crochet. So it's single crochet, decrease, single crochet. This makes 1 set. And now I'm going to do 6 sets of this. 1 single crochet, decrease, or you can call it a 2 together, and then single crochet, single crochet, decrease, single crochet, single crochet, decrease, so after this last decrease, you should still have 1 more stitch left. Oops. And all in, you should have 18 stitches. this row 8, and now we go to row 9. Row 9 I'm going to do decrease or 2 together 9 times, 9 sets of this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the last set. Did I went off screen just now? I'm so sorry. And once you're here, leave a little bit of tail. This is the magic ring tail. You just hide it inside the bun, and this bun would look like this. The burger bun will look like this. So I'm gonna add a little bit of stuffing inside before I seal this hole using a tapestry needle. You just go through all the front loop and pull. And let me go get some stuffing. It looks like a mushroom too. Okay, let's get some stuffing. Okay, I did 2 of these. One is for the top bun, the one here is for the bottom bun. So this one I'm not going to add stuffing, so that at least when I add those meat and cheese and everything, the bread still looks like it has volume instead of just a flat piece. So I see it is kind of like there's some thickness to the bread. And I added this part because this is the part where it's eaten. Someone took a bite. I hope once I assemble it, it just looks like it has been taken a bite. Let's see. So this one, there's no front or back. Since here you can't see the magic circle in a circle like this, so maybe this could be the back, the bottom of the bun. This is the inside, like this. Then when I sew this part with all the meat on top like this, so hopefully this part I can sew it like this, kind of squeeze it. So this one is the top braid, the top bun. So you can add a little bit of stuffing, or if you do not want, you just make it like this. It will be a flat braid. So if you want, later you can add a bit of a stuffing. So before that, let me do a bit of this eaten part, the patch here, so that once you take a bite, you can see a different color part, right? So I call this a patch. So you make 2 of it, one for the top bun, one for the bottom bun. I hope it doesn't get too thick. So when I sew, I really have to press it down. So you make a knot. I took a lighter color. Just chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I just turn to the second stitch from the hook. This is the first stitch, this is the second stitch. And just go to the second stitch and start to do single crochet, and that's it. You don't have to do much because it's just one small stretch of this color. Just a small patch. because this is a small burger. So here, leave a bit of a tail so that I can sew it onto the bun. So this bun, you just take any part of it, doesn't really matter because it's round. And you just take one part of it, maybe here, and sew this on. I think I'll sew it this way, like this. Just put your finger here, hold on to it first. Let me put my, and you can't sew it, I can't sew with this tapestry needle. I just pull it over. This needle is kind of thick. You can go back to the same stitch, it doesn't really matter. Okay, these two, you tie a knot. And you hide this inside. Put one finger here. Just roughly somewhere here. Just stitch both ends first, so at least both ends are fastened. Then you make a few stitches around it. Just a few stitches around it. Just make sure it won't come off no matter how you squeeze it. And the last stitch, you go in here and you just tie a knot with the tail. Now maybe I'll add a little bit of stuffing. And let me see, this part here I can push it in later when I sew. So when I sew the bun, I sew it this way, it will look like it's bitten, it got bitten. Oh, this is kind of like loose. I'll make one stitch later. So I'm gonna add a little bit of stuffing, not so much. Let's see if it does plump up the top part. here. I just want to plump up this part here so that it looks more like a burger, because this one is kind of flat, way flat, like this flat. So here, maybe let me add a little bit more. So this is optional whether you want to add stuffing or not. You can make both buns this thin, the length, you know, the width, sorry, or the height, whichever. Okay. Most important is plump up this side, and this part here is going to go inwards when I sew, not now. I mean when I want to sew the bun together, and plump this side up. Okay, now it's time to seal this part just like any amigurumi. So you're gonna seal it just like how we normally seal amigurumi. You just go through all the front loop here, all this front loop. This yarn is slightly a bit difficult because you see it's kind of hairy. So sometimes it will get caught in between and you can't pull, see. Okay, wish me luck. I hope I get to pull this nicely. Okay, I did. So no worry about this part because this will be inside the bun, this will be outside the bun. Then you just make a few stitches here and there. Let's see if I can do something about this. I maybe make one stitch to hold it first. I don't think so. Let's try here. Make one stitch here. Kind of hold it down and see what happens. Okay, so you can see like it's holding it down, and from afar hopefully it does look like it got bitten and the color change. It kind of look you know, inside the bun it's a lighter color, and the rest you just hide it along here so that it won't come off easily. You see the hair, the hairy part. So this is the time, if you see any holes you want to amend, but if it's in the inside of the bun, then forget it. Okay, let's see if I can manage to hide it inside the bun, because this yarn is not as smooth as the normal. Oh, I managed to. Okay, so here is the two bun, and I hope I can remember this is the one with the stuffing and this is without. Okay, I can feel it. This is way thin, very very thin, and this is and I'm going to make it like this, of course with all the lettuce and the whatnot in between. Okay, now let's crochet those stuff inside. I had made a piece of meat, so now let's do the cheese. You can call it the cheese, or you can call this mustard. Oh yes, I should start with a magic circle. You start with a magic circle or a magic ring, and you do 6 single crochet into the ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Do 6 single crochet into the ring. Now the second part, row 2, I'm going to do increase. Increase means 2 single crochet into the same stitch. 1, 2, this is 1 increase. 2 increase. 3 increase. 4 increase. 5 increase, and the last increase. Okay, let me pull this to shut this off. Anyway, if you don't pull, so it doesn't really matter because this will be inside the button. Now row 3, I'm going to do 1 single crochet followed by an increase. 1 single crochet, increase, 1 single crochet, increase, you do this until you have 4 more stitches left. 1 single crochet, increase. So 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 4 more left, so this 4 I just do single crochet. Here around here will be a little bit flat. This is where the burger was bitten. So now 1 single crochet, this next row, row 4, I'm going to do 1 single crochet, one increase, and then 1 single crochet. So same thing, I'll do until I have 4 more stitches left. So 1 increase, 1, 2, increase, 1, 2, increase, 1, okay, see 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 4 more left. So here after this increase, Okay, 1 2 3 4. After this increase, I just do slip stitch in the next here and chain 1. That's it. Then you will take this, try and move it to the back. Oops, because it's kind of tight for this. You try and move it to the back and tie a knot. Cut away most of it because you know it might chuck out when we sew. So I have one here and one here, like this, and place it here. The flat part here should be here. The rest is at the back, like this. So hopefully when you look at it, you can see the burger like this. And that's why all this tail, try to cut as much as you can. Then I am going to do, yes, and next we're gonna do some lettuce. Okay, now let's make some vegetable for the burger. It's either you make something like this, which looks green, then you have one layer of brown, one layer of yellow, and one layer of green. You know, you can treat it like avocado. Or you can make like mine. I'm trying to make it look like lettuce in a circular way, in a circle. Okay, I'm just gonna start with a magic circle. Then I'm going to do 6 single crochet into the magic circle or magic ring. 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. 2 4 6 single crochet. Then I'm going to go to the first stitch, row 2. I'm going to do increase. Increase means 2 single crochet into the same stitch. Okay, just do increase. The first row I started with 6 and now I do increase, so which means this row I should have 12 stitches. Now I think it's okay. If this is here, okay, you can start here or you make one more row before you start. I think I will start here and see how it looks like. So now I'm going to start by, first I'm going to make a single crochet. A single crochet, then I'm going to chain 4. 1 2 3 4. Then I'm going to go to the same stitch and do a slip stitch. Then I'm going to go to the next stitch, do a slip stitch. Then I'm going to chain 1. I mean, it's up to you how I just do not want everything to be chain 4. You know, I want some to be long, some to be short, so it's not consistent and it looks more natural. So this is a chain 1. After you chain 1, you slip stitch into the same stitch and you go to the next stitch, slip stitch, then maybe you chain 2, you go back to the same stitch, slip stitch, so it will look something like this. So which means if I were to place it on the burger, I want to know if I can see part of the green. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, you can see part of it chucks out and part of it don't, like this. Oh, I should make it face downwards so that this one will, when it face down, probably it will like kind of bend downwards like this. So up to you how you want it to be. If you think you want it to show more, then maybe you should do one more row of increase before you start to do this. So let me see. I would say just a bit will do, so that certain parts you can't see the green, certain parts you can see the green. Okay, let me just continue this. And I go to the next stitch, slip stitch. Then I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to go to the next stitch and slip stitch. Oh yeah, here you should have 4 slip stitch that you're not going to do anything, because once you have taken a bite, you can't see the lettuce, right? Like this. Then the rest you continue. 1, 2, do the same stitch, then you go to the next stitch and slip stitch, then you make chain 4. You can even chain 5 if you want. Let the lettuce kind of chuck out a bit like this. So remember, you will have one part where there's no any chain, just slip stitch. This is the part where we took a bite, like somewhere here. And let me see. Yeah, I think that's about right. So it's up to you. Don't forget to share your complete version in my comment section. I would love to see your version of a burger. You can exchange ideas. So here I'm not going to tell you the number of stitches. It's entirely up to you. You can do it anyhow you like. You can chain 2, you can chain 3, you can chain 4. So long you slip stitch onto that same stitch after that, then you are fine. Then the last one, you just slip stitch, chain 1, and before you cut the yarn, you just take a look and see if this is right. It should face this way because this is a straight part. This is the part that is straight as well. This is the burger. This is the top of the burger. What do you think? You can see a bit of the green. That's nice. Okay, now let's sew them together. Whoops. I think this won't be easy to sew because it's kind of round. I really have to hold tight to it, make the first 2 stitches, then the rest is easy. Unlike this sandwich, is pretty easy because it's flat. So you want to know how to make this, refer to my earlier posts. Okay, now let me cut this and get this color yarn to sew all this together. If you are not sewing it together, you plan to glue it together, you can do that too. But if you want to glue it together, I think you have to have something to hold it until the glue dries up. Right, if not, it will pop open. Okay, I'll come back to you in a bit. Okay, I think the burger will be a bit plain if it doesn't have sauce. So I already made ketchup red sauce for this sandwich. So maybe I'm going to make white sauce for this sandwich. Let me see. You just make a knot and you chain, maybe chain 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I chain 10, will the sauce spill over? Nope. Okay, chain 15, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna chain 13. You measure your burger, you know, because the yarn you're using is different from mine. Maybe yours is a thicker yarn and your burger become bigger, so you measure against your burger and see how many stitch you need. Mine is about 13, so I am going to go to the first stitch here and start to do, sorry, second stitch from the hook. I'm going to do single crochet, just single crochet. And when you do single crochet all the way down, this part is gonna curve a bit. Well, I can make a stitch if it does not curve down. Okay, somewhere here, gonna make another row, another line. 1, 2, 3. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe. Then I'm going to do single crochet again all the way down. So once I reach this end here, I just join back to the other end and continue to do my single crochet. If there are holes here, it doesn't really matter because this will be inside the bun. You won't be able to see this. My concern is the edge, the 3 edges, the 3 corners here, because I want the burger to show like there's some sauce spilling out. Okay, let's see. So let's see if I add this burger and this burger and some lettuce, and I have this spilling down, spilling over like this. So you will have some here, not everywhere, and this leaf should be here like this. Okay. This can be anywhere, and you add your burger. So now you can see it like, oops, I can't hold it nicely because it's kind of quite slippery because it's round. Until I sew it, then you'll be able to see what I'm saying. So you just add this here like this, Make sure one part spills here, one at the back, something like this. Doesn't that look way better? You know, like there's some sauce spilling over. So if it does not spill down, it does not curl down like this, make one stitch here. But so happen this curls down, so let it be. So I'm going to tie a knot here, this part here, and bring the extra yarn inside. So this is not going to be easy to sew because it's kind of slippery. It's round like a button, so it's moving about. So what I intend to do is just show you, because I have to do this off camera. So once you have all this nicely, or you cut this nicely, you're gonna sew from the bottom here, because I want this to like shrink it, make it thinner. You go all the way from here to here, and you see my needle, and you go through here. Don't go all the way up here. Do not bring your needle here, because you were gonna make the burger thin. I want it to be fluffy like this. I want it to be plump up like this. What's that word? Sorry. Sometimes I'm just lost of words. So you just put it here, all the corners here. Never bring your needle up here, okay? I want the top part to plump up like a burger bun, okay? But the bottom one, I want it to be as thin as possible. The back here is thin enough, but still have volume. But my concern is this part here, because this one is kind of in a way. So I really have to hold it firmly, nicely intact before I start to sew. Once I'm sew here, I think the back will be easy. The starting part is the difficult one, because it's gonna fall off anytime. It's kind of slippery because it's not a flat piece, so it's kind of difficult. So I'll come back to you. I hope you get what I mean. I'll come back to you and show you how it looked like after I've sew it nicely. As for this, if you want, you just hook it on to one of these stitch here, and then you make a knot and you hang it. So let me get this right, then I'll come back to you. Okay, I found a better way to sew this. I'm gonna sew this bottom part with this first, because while I'm holding this one becomes flat. So you see, it becomes flat because I'm holding on it too tight. So this part, I do not want to ruin it, because this is the top of the burger. It's supposed to plump up. So I'm gonna sew this last. Just gonna sew the bottom here with the top part, so I don't have to poke through the whole thing. So now I just sew this first. I've made a few stitches here to hold it nicely. Okay. So now I'm going to sew this all around. See, all this is still open. So on the inside part, no worry, because this one will be on top. There will be a bun on top, but here you have to look at the stitch, how it looks like. You can't bring it all the way here, it wouldn't look nice. So I really like this yarn, because it doesn't really make it look like, you know, see, like here I make a few stitches here. It doesn't really look like I did a crisscross thing. So here, don't go too far, go to the nearest as possible. Make sure you manage to poke through all layers. Then you make a stitch. Then from the top to the bottom, that's easy. You don't pull too tight because you might see kind of like a hole there. So here, no problem, so long it goes through all three. And let me get the meat more to this side. Okay. Just make it go through like this. So when you do single crochet, the tip here will always curve. See, it just dropped nicely, as if there are sauce dripping down. So here, make small stitch, make it go all the way up. If you can, go through all the layers. Especially this part here, this part here, we should have at least 2 stitches to hold it down. Like this. And here, make short stitches. See, at least this one has volume. But if I make the burger as thin as this, then the burger would look like this one tiny slice. It doesn't look like the bread. Okay, don't pull too tight. Now let's see, maybe here. Even though it's more to one side, it's still okay. It's a burger, there's no fixed rule. There's no fixed rule that says burger must have all the meat and the vegetable exactly on the same spot. Yeah, I like this part here. A little bit of the green just, just appeared. Looks way natural. So don't pull too tight. Okay, just nice. Now here, do 1 stitch here. Make sure it goes through the yellow part, the brown part. Push it all the way further out. Stitches here, you don't have to bother. If possible, make sure it goes through the white part here. Don't pull too tight over here. Now make sure it goes through the green, the yellow, and the bun. Okay, now it's really secure. It's not gonna drop. Isn't that lovely? Does it look like it got bitten? Okay, now put the top part. Now is the critical moment when I stitch, and make sure it does not see this stitch. You have to cover up all these stitches, and this is round, so be careful. Most important is this part, because this part's supposed to coincide with this part. Okay, let me move my stitches nearer to this part first. Okay. get it to face here, because once you have bite on the braid, a different color will appear. And forget about all this because we can shape it around later on. You just take a look and see if it's almost at the right spot. Can't get it exactly the same spot. Okay, somewhere here I would say. Okay, let me make one stitch first. Sometimes crochet is way easier than sewing, right? It's not easy to sew this together. And let me see. Okay. Make sure it goes through this green from the inside. So now you don't have to put your needle all the way down. Just on that top layer will do. So now we are just trying to sew this layer to this layer. Forget about the bottom part. We're not going to put all the way down. So I've made one stitch on the green. Now make one stitch on the burger. Then another stitch on this green. Hopefully it's not visible from the outside. And like this. Then you carry on with this. So the main purpose here is so that the top won't fall off, and that's it. It doesn't really matter whether, you know, because if you use glue, I'm not sure, maybe you have to hold on to it. You have to have something to hold on to it so that it dries off before it would fall off. If you're using glue, please show me your version. You can add it in the comment section. I would love to see your version. Who knows, maybe glue looks way better. Okay, I'll come back to you once I have this nicely fastened, because I can't really see now. I'm just guessing my way. I'm not too sure. Okay, I'll come back to you once I've gone through one round. Okay, our burger is complete, and look at that. This is the bitten part. Someone took a bite here. That's how the top looked like, the sides. And this is flat, and it can sit on the table. So thank you for watching. Hope you like this pattern as much as I do. If you like all this as well, the cookie, the donut, and the sandwich, and now the burger, you can get all this in the previous post. So thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you in my next post.